Will the doctor jump in? Maybe, maybe not. Will Ali Reza play? Who knows? Okay. 12 seconds to go. Here we go. GM never enough. Who's he going to get paired with? Ogrilla? This guy? Let's find out. All right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. The first game of the event started a little slow, but we're there. Solid setup here for black. No king's Indian attack. This d3, e4. I don't think black is fearing any assault against the king because this pawn decided to go here instead of here. What a difference a pawn move makes. Does it really give that much information about a position? The d pawn? You play d3, you're going after the king, possibly. d4, not so much. Okay. Square for the knight. Half open file for the rook. No berserk in this game for either player. Bishop's ready to roll. Seems like white's cooking up a central break, huh? These rooks ready to roll? No minority attack? And prepared to give up the bishop for knight if h6? Isn't this a useful move? Okay, he's just diving in. So chop, chop, this knight will be defended plenty. This is a blunder. Here, there's a fork, and there's still a threat on this square. This knight, whether he's on d7 or g6, it's controlling this knight, and if you control this knight, you're controlling the bishop in some way, yeah? So f5 or not. If you back up, I think this push happens, so I think maybe you take one of these two. Or maybe play here, and then on this, there's a capture. Yeah, he's going to wait for this. You definitely don't want to take this knight, I don't believe. You could if the queen was here and there'd be some pin. Okay, f3. So which knight to take, if any? Do you back off or pick one? You could maybe think about this or even that capture and a push. Maybe that would have been an interesting idea to take this knight. Normally, you wouldn't want to take that because it would help white build the center, but with f4 as a follow-up, that might have been something. So black is now just preparing for this eventual break. Okay, that's a big change in the structure. We're not going to see e4 anymore. So right now the knight wants to get here. White's preparing to reposition. This has turned a bit fixed. Right now this bishop is considered bad, but can become an active piece. Once this knight is here, it's likely intolerable and be captured, and so one way or the other, the bishop's eyes will be open. Both sides now looking to reposition their knights. Each knight wants to get on the e-file. And there they go. Look at that. That was interesting, wasn't it? After that f4 move, there was a little bit of a think. Each side developed a plan and recognized what their worst piece was, what their knights can do, the new squares that are available to those knights, and voila, they're there. White prepping a minority attack in the meantime, and it appears that white is going to try and work around this guy. Supporting f5 after a capture, black wants to recapture with a pawn. So the rook is there now to defend. Big time advantage here for never enough. Good 30 seconds. So now it's okay, so he's welcome. Well, that's an interesting move, yeah? Doubled pawns, isolated, but there is activity for the rook, and this knight is a super strong piece. How to assess this position? I think I like white, because this knight is very good. And at some point, I think white is going to peel open this file. This bishop kind of stares off into space. This queen is controlling the passed pawn. E3 under control. Blockader. Very nice pieces. Yes. So maybe this kind of idea? Can you get rolling with this advance? Oh, he's just hitting with that right away. Okay, now he's getting squeezed. Oof. Yeah, this is excellent for white, and you could see it with the times now shifting balanced. That 30-second advantage is gone. They are now in bullet mode, maybe hyper bullet mode at this stage. Bishop as far back as possible. Main responsibility, control the knight's forward moves. Slow, steady progress for white. The king will soon be squeezed. Yes, eventually wants g5. The king with the... Oh! That's a big pawn to lose there. Queen takes h4. All right, but this king is worth at least a pawn. And look at the time. Doubled up. White is doubling up here. 23 to 11. Yo. Look at that knight. Beautiful. And these rooks just, they're so bad. Rook over here, rook here. Look at how quickly. Oh, that's a surprise. Okay, I mean that's working too. He's ready to push through. Check, check. Check here. Bishop's gone with check. And the clock as well. Well, Grilla's going to get this one. No tricky stalemates. Around. Never enough goes down. Wow. Okay. Let's have a look at this guy. This guy. This guy right here. This is... Dmitry Andreikin. And we haven't missed too much. What was this? A Benoni, the start of it? I won't be... Let's do it like this. If he wins this game, we're gonna follow him one more. At least. And then go from there. I don't want to just constantly be jumping into games that are half finished or quarter finished. So things look excellent currently for Team White. Problem here, problem there, problem here as well. Chopperoni would be met with a fork here. Oh, and I'm getting word in the chat that the doctor's playing. Ooh, I saw it out of the corner of my eye. Well, guess what? That doesn't mean I jump away from this guy. Yet. We're going to watch this one in full. And there's still a lot of time. Oh, the doctor's playing. It's exciting. I'm tempted to jump away. I'm not doing it, though. Okay, come on. Let's go, Andreikin. He's a-thinking. He's hitting the queen. He has lost a piece, but this is not a comfortable king. Just a couple more moves, black may be okay. If only you could secure a knight post there. Maybe he's still going to go in there, shed a pawn. This rook is not yet playing. Currently a threat on f6. This guy is passed. Connected. So we'll see. Thank you again in the chat here for the heads up. Someone's saying, Jerry, I need to see the doctor. Okay. All right. We'll see the doctor. I figured he would play. He was online. He was just being the sneaky guy. This is resignable, by the way. This knight is worth 7 on f6. Game over. He'll play a move. But it's over. In one. Okay. The doctor. Where are you at, man? You can't hide. You can't hide. Where are you? Doctor, you guys weren't lying, were you? What? Were you guys lying to me in the chat? Where's he at? There he is. Who cares about that search bar? Oh, you almost had me. You almost had me. All right, what's going on here? Opposite sides castling. It looks like it was a Jinji Indian. A Jinji Indian against Bugzilla. Doctor is in 619th place. He joined a little late. He could probably join with 2 hours left and berserk his way through the first handful. Black will keep these guys sitting and is more than happy to see a6. It will be met with this. This is a convenient post for the bishop. No, let's say it as... Okay, anyhow. We have an accident bound to happen here or here. Ah, nice. Look at that. Some lateral defense. Black is not inconvenienced by having the bishop on its home square. It satisfies a very important defensive role and has some kingside influence as well. You could go ahead and take twice here. Is he really prepared to sacrifice a rook? Well, you definitely can't take. That's mate. So rook takes, pawn takes, queen here will be defending everything. This knight is nowhere close to attacking the king. This isn't working. Okay, queen here as well. Oh, I said this. Yeah, no, not this square. That would just give away the queen. I was thinking there's some battery here. But yeah, queen here is enough to guard the dark squares, and white is now pushed back and down a rook. A full rook. Yeah, a rook. Okay, a rook for a pawn, but there's no attack here. King here next. We might have a resigner. King just step up to blockade. Now he's going to pick up another pawn. Take the bishop and then go here. Secure the light squares. 32 seconds. Once the queen's up. And we'll get that. Or at least an exchange here. Queen here. Maybe king up. Queen takes knight. You take the rook with check. Yep, he's going for that. Rook could step up to defend. Oh, he just dropped here? Oh, no, he was on the rook again. Okay, there's no time. The bug is going down. Okay. There we go. The doctor with the W. Okay. Should we stay with the... Should I stay with the doctor, or let's go to somebody else? We'll stay with the doctor. All right. Is he just in there for 1 or 2 games and then going to take a hike? Get in there. We get another game? All right, Nizko is in first. I am following him. I am here. He's not in a game yet. Slow pairing like the start of the tournament. And it's tough to see if what? I can't go into the pro. Oh, there we go. Ooh, what a pairing. Got a Kamsky versus The doctor. Oh. Okay. Getting hit with A5. Okay, 3-0. No increment. Be very careful. Watch out for the time burners. Why not release that tension? Because it doesn't benefit. It doesn't benefit black. Black is keeping white guessing. When will I take? Maybe this is an idea. Although no, whenever you take here, the rook is going here. So for as long as this tension is around, white feels a bit uncomfortable with inviting this rook over to, let's say, a center file. Just because of this little tension. Ah, that's a sneaky move. Taking advantage of this pin here. Chop, chop. And the knight is ready to follow the king knight's footsteps, arriving on e5. So he just backs off. This is still an asset. Yeah, this is a big deal. This is maybe one of the first things that captures my eye about this position. It's the depth of this A pawn. One day, should this pawn fall, guess who is running really fast? Or even getting a knight here one day. I think, for example, a dark square bishop exchange, a knight here would be beautiful. I think that's what white is. In an ideal world, I think that's what you'd like to have happen. Or even getting a queen here. It's going to exert some nice pressure on the queen side, but that's a long way off. All right, bishop b5. This is, I think, black's only pawn break. Wow. Okay, that's a big move. So the structure has changed some. Black now challenging white's strongest piece. A little surprised at that recap. Oh, there's this move. I was thinking maybe take with the bishop so that you're prepared to challenge this strong piece. I think the white's best piece. You could back off without fear of pawn captures pawn because there is a mate on g7. So you could maybe throw the bishop back in the corner. But this is definitely disrupting white's pawn structure, and I think black is emerging the better side after this this break here. Queen g4 was maybe a bit too fast. Maybe just take, and you're not getting rid of the pawn. Oh, the bishop just comes right back. Huh. Oh, he's going to g6. Oh, that was pretty slick. If white doesn't play that move, black is going here, and you're basically never getting this pawn unless you want to invest the exchange. Careful now. No fear of this? No fear. I guess that would be met with f6. 30+ second advantage for the doctor. Placed 336. Kamsky's at 318. Not looking good. Okay. Now if you would have done that, there's queen takes pawn, so how quickly black is ready to give the exchange right back to stop mate. Here, maybe there, maybe this, maybe that right away. Oh, so slick. Take my bishop, I'll take your rook in a couple. Oh, so sneaky. And black is in control. Up the exchange, tripled up on the D file. How to convert this? Plenty of ways, I'm sure. A good minute up. No, he's just getting fancy. That's a clean approach. Let's enter an opposite color bishop position. Check. This pawn's going to fall. This one's going to run. There's no time in the tank. A resigner. Okay, Kamsky goes down. The doctor Is he searchable? DrNykterstein cannot be searched for. Okay, who's in first? The Wizard, no. J.S. Martinez, yes. Nizko and Draken, the Doctor, back in the game, a much faster pairing. We got a lot of time to go. 2 hours and 40 minutes of this. Can you handle it? Okay, B3 as the start. He's got a lot to go. A lot of catching up to do. No berserk. Once he gets within maybe the top 50 area, I'll be able to see how he has been doing. What games did I miss? I think he's probably flawless. Okay. Trying to get that in there. Okay. Knight on the rim is grim, I thought. Why would you do that? Because there's a big square for a knight. Now that h5 is in, this can be met with that. Unless you have this lined up, but what are you even threatening? So queenside castle, maybe not a good idea. Maybe. Okay, sidestepping that eventual skewer. White wants to castle. So, castle's in, maybe this is nearby. It's allowing this advance. Wow. No d4? Alright. He's trying to push through on the king side. So opposite side's castling. White is down a pawn, but maybe the bigger factor, who can get at the king quicker? It's a problem here. The queen on e3 was not only getting out of this skewer, but it's supporting the knight, so that if this pawn budges, White's able to break some with h5. Oh, I'm mistaken. I'm thinking that black already had pressure on the knight with the queen. That is not correct. Okay. Black looking to dive in here, or maybe go here, disrupt the queen? Yes. These two will not be enough to attack. So okay, he's hanging on to the bishop, which makes sense. It's a super defender for the king. He could step over. This is defended twice. Yeah, I don't. There's. That is a bit surprising. He's just gonna calmly come over here and say, "What in the world is your knight doing on a2?" I hope he's having fun over here. I'm gonna have fun over here. I think he could have gone in either direction, but instinctually I just thought to play to b1. All right. This is, I think, gone for black. King's going to have some tall task ahead, defending this rook on a g-file. Once more, you'll note, maintaining the tension for at least a hair. Building up. g6 is hit. Is now the time to crash through? Okay, a one capture. It seems like the last few moves weren't the cleanest. Black does have some pressure on c3. Targeting this, there's a mate in 2 threat. Rook here. Well, he's going to grab a pawn first, so king here, now rook there. Okay. Now he's going to take here, and now it's gone. Chop, chop. Resign time. It doesn't matter at this stage if this pawn falls, no big deal. Problem here is that the black king is much more vulnerable. Everything is secure. Yeah, I don't see what black has here. Also down on the clock. There's a check. Pick your favorite way to do it. There's another check. Maybe take a bishop. This knight, what are you doing? Spectator. No time as well. Queen is hit, passer, got everything going on. You can get the queens off in multiple ways. How do you want to do it? Okay. Oh, it's a good thing this square was covered, yeah? All right. Now we have a resigner. Okay, how are the standings looking? The wizard is flawless. Nizko, flawless. JS Martinez, not quite flawless, but right up there. Those are the top three. All with fire. The doctor, not yet in the game. 239. And now he is in 130th place, playing against International Master Wannabe 2700. Kicking off with e4, no berserk. French defense. Plenty of spectators. All right, preparing to support d4. Let's just say e5. The main idea wants to maintain the central structure. That's why we have that underdeveloping move. And now, looking to see what kind of squares are given up. Maybe the knight is eyeing up h5. It's on the edge, but it's maybe one of white's best pieces. Immediately taking advantage of this weakness, yeah? Or pinpointing some weak squares, I should say. c6. Knight is under fire. Light square bishop exchange. I think the queen would like to be here, but how do you pull that off? The knight can go here right now. A slower approach is available as well. You could also think about this move. No, slower approach. So g3, king g2, h5. Ooh, black getting aggressive here. So now the knight, one of the knights wants to be here. So that's where he's prepared to go. This pawn right here controls too many black pieces. Too many. This d pawn is, I think, white's most valuable pawn. Queen looking to be invasive. Challenge the rook that's unprotected. Maybe hint at some checks. Oh, also the rook is hit. Back to basics. Yeah, you're going to want to do something about this guy. If black shuts this diagonal down, then this frees up the knight from the defensive role of defending d4. So how many may be tempted by this move? There are downsides. Okay, rook now hit. We could soon have bishop here and then a reposition, or are you going to just go in for a pawn grab? Nah, reposition the knight. Eyeing up g4, this is excellent for white, and the king cannot castle this rook. Has already taken a couple steps, so you're going to have to walk a tightrope if you want to go towards the queen side. And there's just some nice, simple moves here. White doesn't have to do anything tactically. There's a slow, methodical approach to improving white's position here. I like this here, and then doing something on the queen side, maybe king to g2. Is there something more direct? Is there a c4 break? I don't think capturing is benefiting white, so I like this idea, planting the knight on this square. Maybe then hinting at grabbing the g5 pawn. What is he calculating? I wonder. Okay, so knight g4 it is. He is going to grab the pawn and not be fearful of losing the pawn in the end. This would peel open this c file. If you take twice here, black will have to go into a self-pin if the knight ends up capturing, and that's probably something that can be exploited. And now this pawn is a goner. That's a sneaky move. That's an even sneakier move. And that's the ball game. King has to go here. Ah, you're just out of it with check, and now you could take here. He's up a clean piece. And a pawn. Resign time? No resign time. Come on, it's time to resign. Isn't it? It's time to resign. He's still playing on. Now it's time to resign. No, he's still playing on. And guarding this square, doesn't want to even see any knight arrive here. The knight goes, rook here, target's there. Okay, the rook's gone. He's still playing on. Whoa. All right. I guess we're just going straight to checkmate here. Mate next. Okay, there we go. Plays it out. No problem. Okay, we still have a lot of time to go. The wizard is flawless. And yeah, okay, good. That was a quick pairing. Raphael? I guess. We have a Sicilian. It's in the tank. Novelty. Let's go. Connection issues? Not berserking and just going to give him a minute? Bathroom break? I don't have answers. Okay. Still not moving? Hope it's not an issue with my connection, right? He's just not moving, yeah? Still theory? Looking at the chat now. Someone says pizza break. Another says looking for the win in the Twitch chat. Another says calculating, I think. Okay, there we go. He wanted to give him a minute advantage. He's feeling bad for rook g1. I'm coming for you. For g4, g5. Prepare to run, knight. Oh. All right. So, what's the story behind that? Yeah, he's trying to squeeze the most you can out of that g-pawn. No prep work with the pawn. Just with the rook, and if you ever dare challenge me, my rook will be brought to life. Okay, first things first. Some security over d4. Some prep work for queenside castles. This is a good piece. That bishop on g7. Normally you would take towards the center. There may be a reason to take away, though. Or not. Here, here, here. Do something on the h-file. Get rid of this bishop. And I think that's a... Yeah, I think that's a good plan. Somehow get rid of this guy. Some battery on the h-file for mate. On h7. Get out of here, knight. Where do you go? Oh, there's going to have to be some capture here, right? If you go there, this guy falls. There go the dark square bishops. Problem, we had this a couple games back, opposite sides castling, where Carlsen was down a pawn, but it didn't matter because he was faster to attack the enemy king in these opposite sides castling positions. That's the thing. King step over, b4 met with knight here, no problems. Do this. King b1 is the first move that comes to mind for me. You don't have to go for an attack as another thing, just because it's opposite sides castling. You have your choice here as white. The structure is, it's a quality structure. There aren't great deficiencies here. This pawn is very nice, clamping down on these two. So what am I getting at? A slower approach is fine. Can take the time to simply make some defensive moves. Okay, it's going with something direct now. Maybe going for g5 right now. Now queen f4. Ready to take. And be on the bishop. And then pushing here, a pawn on f6 is worth at least a knight. So pawn captures, queen captures. Is there something spectacular with queen check here? Not seeing it. Oh! Rook takes here with the idea of queen f6. Chop, check, king here is met with that, king there is met with that. Wow. Queen c7? Knight takes pawn. Knight takes pawn. Did white get a little too creative? 22 seconds. Is there something sneaky right now? I don't see that that's working. g6. g6, ready to chop with the discovery. Here, something to keep the g file closed. Now you're capturing. The queen is gone. It's a rook and it's two minor pieces versus the queen and a threat on e7. Looking at the f5 square now. The rook is hit. The knight has pressure. What's the queen not doing? Bishop here, you drop the rook. The knight wants to be on f5. Problems. The knight's going to fall. This is winning for black. He got a little too fancy with that capture on d6. The king is running for his life. 13 seconds. He's continuing to run. Okay, there's a check here. Oh, he got the piece back. 2 seconds, though. Not a lot of time. Oh, and it's a one king and pawn ending. No time for the doctor. A little too fancy there. 5 seconds, or 0.5 seconds. Oh my god, 0.5, 0.4. Oh, it's no time on the clock. 0.41. Oh, the doctor goes down. Woo! Wow, that was close. Wow. That just came down to who was able to guess their pre-moves better. Throw the king in the corner for the win. My pawn's better than your queen. Okay. The doctor possibly with his first loss right there. We still don't know. I don't know for sure. Oh, okay. He goes down. In what place will he be? 74th at the moment. Now he's in 158th. 158. I can't say these numbers. Oh, he's gone berserk now. Oh, remember? Oh, that was the game he just let his... I don't know. On purpose or not? Yeah, he didn't move for like the first minute. His second move took a minute. Now he's gone berserk. He's had enough. He's playing now with the bishop pair. How will he make use of this unopposed light square bishop? All right, he's cooking up an f4 advance. And he's going to secure the center first. Now maybe come right back over and look for this. No, he wants a square for the bishop. He wants some space over here. He doesn't want black to grab too much space on the queen side. All right, bishop on h3. Knight is going to reposition. That's a good move. Why not take? It's because this queen and this rook can quickly exert some pressure on c2. Black is playing this well. He has made some progress on the queen side. A bit awkward, this rook. f4 break is in. If you try to support it, this bishop will become a beast in a blink. And you could see all sorts of mating ideas with that bishop knifing into the king position. Okay, now the time to capture here. All right, black keeps pushing on the queen side. I can't go too far. He's in a pin. All right. All right. Okay, now this bishop would love to be like on any one of these squares. Okay, the queen was hitting the rook there. Eventually this. Okay, knight's hit, counterpunch. This is a square. It'll probably be challenged right away. This is excellent for white. This bishop, this is reminding me of Alpha Zero game out of the French defense. Black had a piece that was, okay, there's a problem here. Black had a really good piece here, but it was not connected with anything else. Just takes that knight and now is going to win the queen, g7, and says, let's open up the position for my queen to eventually land some kind of crazy tactic. You capture on e5, I'd win your knight in 2. Oh boy, that's painful. A knight on e6. How much is a knight on e6 worth? A lot. How much is a knight on e6 worth when the queens are still on the board? Even more. Rook is hit. Queen e5 nearby. Queen e5. Gonna do something dangerous. The rook could give a check, the king steps up, and then there's ideas of queen to b8. And black has to go into a pin. No rook here, so go to a light square. There's no fear of a rook here. Queen is hit, that's sneaky. The knight has to go back. And now, okay, a little defense here. Ah, sneaky, hitting the rook. If you captured here, possibly that. Okay, 28 seconds. Maybe push. Ah, this is game over. Can't take, you're in a pin. What piece continues to do nothing? This guy over here. He supports a rook that doesn't need to be supported now. And the clock is not going to be an issue. 25 seconds to convert this. This pawn is a killer. Maybe this and this is best for black. Now he's taking the knight. Here. There's nothing stopping this. You're going to have 2 queens. Oh, or a mate in 3. So slick. Don't forget that queen can move backwards. Doesn't matter how many squares she has to go. She could do it. Okay. She does not tire easily. 2 hours, 18 minutes to go. Where is he at? Let's see. He's in 108th place. Said it right. Is he going to go berserk? No berserk this time. So he got a 3 for that last win. In first place, 30s. Okay. You have a quick c5, so a quick imbalance with the structure. Majority for black. Some safeguarding. Here, maybe h6, an early h6. An early h6. Why? Anticipating this massive pressure. But I'm not so sure about this. Now this guy isn't going to be in a position to strike here. I think this is already very, very difficult for white. You're not getting this break in. This is maybe the only break. Problem on h3 right now, defended. This move, how I think this is the only pawn break right now for white. You know, trying to soften up this square. That's the direction white is going. I mean, this is the way forward, I think, for white. Make this pawn flinch, and then all 3 minor pieces will have access to this square. Okay, but by now I think something's hitting in the center. I mean, how do you improve your position further? I don't see how you improve your pieces. Oh, okay, a knight in the center. Okay, he's okay with double pawns. He has the bishop pair and a nice grip over f3. Bishop here as well. This is a big problem. I'm gonna capture here. Yeah, it's officially gone. I don't see a defense here. Eventually doubling up. Timely capture. There'll be a pin on the c file. If you defend the pawn directly, it's still going to be captured with bishop takes knight to follow. Bishop takes here. There's this. Removing the defender of the knight and hitting the rook. Running out of things to say. It's a tough spot here for Team Black. You could capture and simply make a defensive move and still have something good going on the queen side. And he's going just straight in for it. because you're on the knight. Now white is hitting both of these pawns. I wonder if there was a little bit of a better way. Okay, the knight is pinned. This pawn can be captured. Not going for that yet. And if you captured it then there would be a fork. Okay, there's a fork here. Hunting the bishop. This guy, not doing so much. Balanced on the clock. So where to go? Bishop here? Or just do something solid? Bishop on b3. This pawn's going nowhere. Like, I don't see anything wrong with simply babysitting this pawn and then just calmly winning this guy next. This knight's under control. This bishop's under control by these pawns. This guy controls this. These two control that. This guy, you don't have to control. This rook's on a closed file. This pawn is going to be won. This knight could look to do something like that to enter the ball game again. Doesn't want the pawn. Wants to challenge the knight. There's no pin. The rook is defended. So the knight has to move. Keep it closed. Just take the bishop. And now capture and then put the bishop on a good square. And that's looking pretty good. Opposite a few of the white pieces. King up, push the knight, take the pawn. Here, after the knight moves, then advance to g5, possibly. Let's back off, hit a pawn. Here and then here. Or just back off, yeah. Back off, exchange rooks, and then win here and push through. Yeah. And now, 2 bishops versus 2 knights. An extra pawn that is super fast. The knight will be challenged. The knight will be won. This is still excellent for black. Okay, he's looking at hunting this pawn. The knight is now cornered. Demotes the knight first and then says, okay, I'll show you how fast my bishop is here. 2 passed rook pawns. These knights hate defending against rook pawns. That knight is sneaky. No stalemates. No stalemates. Checkmate. Okay. The wizard is in first. 35, 34, 32. 32. The doctor, what place will he be in? I think he'll have fire. Still 2 hours and change to go. That's your first page. Sarin is in 8th. Okay, another pairing. Here we go. A berserk game or not? No berserk game. Alyekin's defense. Okay. Let's see. Bishop gonna move. Pin. Maintain the pin? Is there a fear of this advance if you do? Yeah, maybe there was an e6 advance if you backed off. So, giving up the bishop pair, but ensuring that black has now a solid structure. And this pawn, yeah, that's the only way to defend, yeah? You have to free up the f pawn to advance, looking to hit the queen. It weakens g5. The bishop can make use of that square, but it's the knight that I think is the more invasive piece if it could get there. A knight wants to be here, observing the weakest square in black's position. What should white do here? What should white play? H4. H4 it is. And these two squares are big, big gaps. You may want to take that knight because I think it's an excellent piece if it arrives here. I don't think a black knight is any better. Okay. Knight on this square is excellent. The bishop for the moment is hit, so maybe still keeping open the option to capture here. In an ideal world, I think black would like to have, let's say, a knight versus dark square bishop, and that knight be here, where it can't be challenged. So he is grabbing that knight, sensing that it would just be too strong a piece if on e4. May want to solidify the queenside structure or dive in. No, he's going with trying to win the bishop. That's pretty sweet. c4, he may have to play here or some pawn move. Maybe here, and then this. Back off. At least you're hinting at that move. Okay. Oh, continuing to threaten that bishop. What do you do? White still needs to castle. He's in the tank. Is there a good follow-up after this? Okay, this is hit now. It's defended. Continuing to generate one threat after another. Team Black. Okay, now that little solidifying move. There will be no break with f5. Both sides securing the queen side. It's frozen. Rook exchange or rook over here. Or do you grab the bishop? Any tricks here? I think grabbing the rook and then getting the other rook over here. Keeping this knight around for a little bit yet. And he's just taking and going to double up, or just get out of the pin. Okay, so he's prepared to keep one rook on board. Yeah, I don't think he wants to simplify too much. Okay, taking with the pawn. There is now a file to work with. This is the most sensitive point in black's position now. The bishop has a direct shot at that point. So don't play queen a5, for example. So now this ending, the kings will need to play a role. First, some play on the queen side here. So some rook lift, and this is the pawn break. Black will be shooting for a5, gearing up for that. Now, just going straight for it right now. He's trying to make some inroads on the dark squares. About 10 seconds black. 10 seconds back is Team Black. Okay. Now the bishop on this square soon. He's going to hold off. Try and reposition the king a little bit first. Okay, now we have this. Oh. If this rook was on this... Oh, that's so slick. You could go into this ending because this guy is Pac-Man now. Oh, very nice. That's why that bishop was there. He is okay with the rooks coming off. Yeah, he could resign. This rook is this bishop is 1, 2, 3, 4, and by that time, a few of these pawns are gone and these guys run through. This guy not going to resign? Oh, he just resigned. Okay. I didn't think we had a clock ticker. No, he resigned. Okay. Yeah, that was smooth enough. You could exchange rooks. Sometimes you have to be very careful with the timing of that. If you enter a purely opposite color bishop ending and don't have a bishop going immediately into Pac-Man mode like that, could very easily turn into a draw. Okay. Another win for the doctor. No berserk here. Still a little over 2 hours to go. More opposite sides castling. Yes. Some defense. Okay, maybe get out of there first. Okay. King is secure on B1. There is a nice square for a knight one day. Alright, has to make some defensive moves here. King, rook just step over. Eventually this position will be questioned, I think. Alright, h3 it is. How to get rid of this knight? Here and then here? Alright, I guess black is maybe considering this move. Chop, chop. I mean, even in a scenario where black ends up winning this pawn, this bishop's eyes are opened up and there's files opened up towards the king, so. Okay, it's queen here with this, something that supports a knight move. Ah, the bishop arrives on d3, not g2. So now, finally, we're going to get the knight here. Maybe considering a capture first, and no, he's going straight in for this. The knight's now supported with the queen on f3 if kicked. Okay. Yeah, he's moving forward. No moving backward in this position. And now there's a big problem here. Okay. Takes here has to be met with knight recapture. Queen takes would drop the knight. Moment to pause, taking with the pawn. There's a half-open g-file. Bishop, that is excellent. A knight that is on back foot. Rook is not playing. A long way off is this pawn break. f5 is in there. Queen f6. Queen f6 out of the pin and now targeting b4. That's defended. And now f5 is defended. If you push, I think we'll have a capture here. Okay, so now if this queen moves, you're just provoking this. It's falling through with h4. If that queen moves, a pawn on f6 could be a killer. I mean, as soon as this pawn moves, I think queen takes pawn. Okay, he's okay with just getting the queens off once more. King here is not a move. f6 would sting. Rook takes pawn, threatening this. You have to take here. Yes, now this pawn lives. There's checks. There's check here, bishop here. Fortunately, there'd be a reply with the check. Otherwise, there would be mate soon. Case in point right here, check. This is the threat now. Bishop check, king here, bishop here. Hitting the rook and then threatening mate. So he's out of that. Maybe takes and then backing off, targeting this. If here, try to undermine the knight. A minute left for Team Black. Balanced. Each side is inconvenienced some. Their king is inconvenienced because of these pawns, stopping the kings from moving forward, easily at least. Okay. Check first, and now captures. Oof. Slick. And he's going to get this guy. And he's going to get this guy. It's a race. Okay, perfect spot. I'm not just checking, right? We're not just trying to check the king for fun. We're cutting the king off from doing what he would like to do, which is move forward. Okay, rook here. Keep pressure on something. Time is a big issue. Doubled up and then some. Team Black. Pawn falls. This bishop is conveniently posted, stopping f1 equals queen. Controlling the knight as well. 20 seconds to go. Rook also there to help. I think we'll have, yes, we do have, a resigner. Perfectly posted pieces here. This pawn will fall 2-0. They will march on. Okay, an hour nearly in the books. Where is he at? The doctor. I'm going to find out. 66th place, and now 46th. Still 2 hours to go. Okay. We got a mover. Another. I was going to say it when he played the Aliekin's defense. I've seen him play this this variation before where the knight just goes right back home. Doesn't jump in the center, just back home. Once more prepared to give up the bishop for knight and play here, as otherwise e6 is a killer. And now he's winning a pawn. An improvement over the last game where he started with knight f6. He is quickly winning a pawn, in this case with check. Is there any downside? Yes. Where's the development? Black has a lot of it. Black has some catching up to do. So, he's also not afraid of this bishop going anywhere. So, no great discoveries, I guess. All right. White, ready to make a knight jump? Hit the queen? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. He's getting rid of a very good piece. White's unopposed bishop will soon fall with check, unless you want to invest more material, but what would be the follow-up after that? Okay, and now rook there, so he's not going to go queenside castle. That would have been illegal. That's why he didn't go queenside castle, because it would be illegal. Queen here, queen there. Gets off of this diagonal, welcomes an exchange. Is there going to be a saccaroni on e6? That would be too much. Maybe something like this. No fear of a knight move. $205 each. Bishop e7 it is. Ready to castle. You could jump in the center. Prepared to take with the queen if knight takes knight. Get out of the diagonal. Welcome the queen exchange. Observe a2 indirectly. Okay. Avoids the knight exchange. Queen now hit. No, queen takes a2. Queen c7, queen b6, maybe queen b6. Pressure on a couple points. I think he's ready to castle. Maybe once okay, he's just welcoming a queen exchange. He does not care about doubled b pawns. Wants to get the queens off. This could be... there could be a jump into that f6 square one day. A castle's rook here, a knight jumping in. You may see this rook swing over to the g file. What's the story there? Why is that move played? Not sure why that move was played. Okay, now this is much more technical. No fear anymore about, well, there will be no attack against the black king now that the queens are off. So things have slowed and there's time for some simple moves. Rook on c8. Just finding little ways to improve, clamp down on the structure. Kick a knight, flush the knight back, maybe this, maybe that, maybe this, maybe that. Offering exchange, wants access to this square. Many approaches. Welcoming more exchanges when you're up a pawn is a good one as well. Return. Now rook activity. Wants to go hunting. The h4 pawn is in the crosshairs. I don't know if you want to do this. Probably just cut off the rook for the moment, yeah? The knight is perfect here. It's going nowhere. It's just backing off. Oh, that's why. Knight here, there would have been a capture, undermining the knight support. That's why. That's why. Okay, now we have this. Now is the rook going to get back here? Yes. Basically pinning the knight. You don't want to see the rook get here. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. The rook can attack the h-pawn like that as well. Very roundabout, but it's effective, and he has the time to do it. This guy is going to be hunted. For a moment, he thought about maybe taking with the king there. Look at this knight. Cannot be undermined, and he defends the queen's side. Perfect coordination. And if you went here, there'd be a quick mate with knight there. So now knight ending where you are up 2 pawns. Easily converted. King is now kicked. Pawns continue to march, taking with the knight, keeping these guys connected and passed, and now the queen side falls. No resigner still at this stage. Grabbing here next. Now just going to safeguard this and grab these guys. Doesn't care about these pawns at this stage. Let's go and hunting. Three pawns up now. Ah, he doesn't care about this guy. It's to march on. He's flying. No perpetuals. And no time? No time. Okay, the doctor gets a win. Where are we at? Oh, I just saw him there for a second. Where was he? There he is. He's in 32nd place. A couple losses. He has 29. In first, 44. Okay, no pairing just yet. Under 2 to go. Under 2 hours to go. Okay, Wizard is in first. Nizko. Okay, Darth McCartney. Next opponent. Alrighty. French defense, huh? What's this? Chigurin? Knight c6? So no f4. Prepared to knock out the knight? No. Welcoming a dark square bishop exchange one day. Okay, the bishop is around to control this knight. This will be a struggling piece, so let's see how black tries to activate it. Okay, knight here or there. Is he trying to win this pawn? He's maybe trying to win it. Queen here, stopping castles for at least a moment. Does not care about losing this pawn, because he'll get this one in the end. So here, here, here. If queen takes, there's a check and you win the queen. Maybe knight here right now. Maybe this move first and then this. Wants to be able to have this and here b4. Keeping the queens on. No, knight f4 straight away. Okay, this is tempting. Okay, maybe just safeguard this first. Black may get aggressive. Okay, we do have a3 ready to challenge the queen, who may be short on squares one day. If this, let's say a knight could get here, b4, knight on c4, the queen is pretty short on squares. Okay, she could go here. First bishop c4. Ah, knight d3 is a move, possibly, but now that pawn falls. Okay, b4 first. Black is up a pawn, but this guy is not the healthiest. Wants to keep the queens on. This is an excellent piece, pointing right at the king. Once more, a case of opposite sides castles. Maybe duck this exchange. You're probably asking for trouble if you take and go right into a pin. If here, maybe this push, though. Once more, if you take, there'd be these pins. So now b5, basically saying my bishop is strong and I don't want you to exchange it with bishop c6. This is the best diagonal for this guy. Very good defender. Mate threat. Defended. Pawn is picked up. Balanced now. c2 is defended. A bishop on this square, what will it not be doing? Okay, some pressure here. Slightly up on the clock. Darth. want to be careful about taking this pawn. You do allow some open line towards your king if you grab that pawn, so no thanks. Says white, I don't want it. I want to focus on this guy. If I win this guy, there isn't going to be an attack against my king. Okay. Now the bishops are exchanged. This is something. Maybe queen d3. Doesn't care about that. Wow. Okay. Boom, boom. Mate threat is the big one. Mate in 2. He's gonna easily convert this. Yep. We'll see some strengthening moves here. Here. Have the queen on the diagonal. No, he's just gonna watch over this square. Ha, sneaky. Check. Perfect position for the queen. Is it time to march a pawn? It is. It's going to go with the g-pawn first. It's a race. 3 versus 2. Who's faster? Where's the check? Queen stops this. He's on this square. It's gotten a little bit complicated now. Prepared to go here. Oh, 4 queens. 4 queens. This might be a thumbnail. Watch out. Okay, 4 queens. Can we get some more? Okay, maybe that's short-lived. We're going to be back to just 1 queen apiece. Yeah, there's still this pin, so look at how brave this guy is. 4 queens, no problem. King g3. Show me. All right, 2-1. These guys are running fast. Here we go. Look at, I think someone just subscribed once they saw 4 queens. Oh man, 4 queens, I gotta subscribe. I'm not even looking, I don't even know what I'm saying. Anyhow, let's see who, we're still trying to see who wins this race. The queen's defending the promotion square. Okay, and this guy's just 1 step away. Darth has had enough, 23 seconds each. Black resigns. There aren't any perpetuals. Okay. He got the W, 33rd place. And first place, 44s. 3 44s. Let's see. Okay, he's in 26th place. 1 hour, 47 minutes to go. Okay. Kivon. Are you able to look into the profiles? No, they still have that disabled temporarily. We have the center counter defense, more commonly known as the Scandinavian. I first knew it as the center counter defense. All right. Solid moves. Get ready for them. C5 nearby. Will we have queenside castles? Maybe just this first. Maybe this right away. This right away. Wants to maybe take on this square in 1 move. The knight is beautiful on f6. Simple move. Open file move. Still don't have to budge. Bishop here, bishop there. Or knight there. Hitting the bishop. And now bishop e7. Okay. Let's see how this breaks. This tension, how long will it remain? Okay, the queen is at least no longer opposite the bishop. Some more exchanges. There is no capture. You're in a pin. White's now out of the pin. Change the structure. The knight's going to go here. And now we're looking at this. Eventually, black wants to tie down white to controlling c3. I think this is soon to be a target, the c3 square. No, forget about that. Black likes this square. That's a killer. Furthest advanced pawn, and it's controlling a hole here on d3. We'll probably have to challenge that guy. Oh, that's a killer. Dead bishop. No time to move the bishop because after knight takes knight, you're on the queen. You have to recapture, and then there goes the bishop. There is no bishop h4. Are we going to have a resigner? Gonna play on, black. It's not a full piece. He has 2 pawns still, and something to bite at, and has a solid structure, so still some work to do, or not. We're getting a break in there, and this bishop will... Yeah, this bishop's eyes will be opened up, and black is also eliminating his half-dead pawn for white's strongest pawn. Yeah, this is now much clearer for black. Yeah, this will not be a difficult conversion at all. I don't see anything that white can do here. No good. So here is fine. Gotta take with the rook, but then there's this, and there's going to be a forever target, an isolated pawn. King can improve, rook can come over, you can target this, you can hit it one more time than white can. If the king went over, there'd be a mate on the edge. Pretty surprised to not see a resign here. Gonna safeguard this and then win these pawns. It's time to resign. It's not time to resign. Everything is super squeaky clean here. Push, targeted. There's nothing fancy here. No tricks that white has. He's in a pin, but there's nothing that's there to take advantage of it. Rook there. Nice. That should do it. A resigner. Coming up. I'm calling it. No. He's playing on. I don't know why. Okay, now he resigned. Okay. Where are we at? Andraken is in first with 48 and has fire. The Chess Warrior is there in third. Esquire, second place. It's a close one here, for sure. You want to be on page 1, you basically need a 40 or more. Okay, Carlsen has now cracked 2,800 with that last win and is sticking with the Scandinavian. Okay, another GM opponent from India, I believe. Gonna mix it up. Gonna go back home. A5. What he played? He played a D6 in the last one. Is that what it was? Maybe he's flipping a coin now. Heads A5, tails D8, or revisit D6. Connection issue, bathroom break, pizza break. Okay. He was just thinking. Maybe he was stretching there. Let's see. Wow. What's going on here? 217 for the first 4 minutes. For the first 4 moves. Okay. Wow. What's going on here? 2 minutes, 6 seconds after 5 moves. This guy's thinking too. What's going on here? Is there some kind of psychological battle going on? I see you're trying to, just spend an excessive amount of time. I don't need this time advantage. I'll show you. I'll let my clock melt away. Okay, I don't know. I'm just a speculator is all. All right. It's calm in the early going here. No great pawn breaks nearby. Not enough support for this just yet. This seems most natural. Staying out of this pawn's way. This and then that. It's usually the follow-up. Timely hits the queen and now the knight can move forward. If he wants. However, this is a move. Because pawn captures knight, there's the queen who was trapped. Sneaky. A good eye. Baggins. Well done. You just won a pawn. There is some activity. It's not the healthiest of... it's not a full pawn, I would say. There's definitely some compensation for black, some threat currently. Some activity for the rook. There's a big square for a knight as well. Okay, queen is now defending the knight. Black focusing some on development. Yeah. Centralize. Okay, plants the bishop on d5 first. Maybe queen c6 is nearby. Some improvement for the queen. Okay, now rook development. Okay, you could take with the knight. Bishop takes bishop, the knight would take the rook. It is possible. I think. Although no, knight takes knight, there's rook takes here, so okay. Now maybe something is happening here. Queen c6, no. Avoids this exchange, so nearby there may be an f6 move. To be a little delicate, there could be a queen takes e6 move. So right now, no e6. It's threatening mate for a second, so that was a pretty big time waste. This is not a great inconvenience for the bishop to be on f8 instead of e7. He's just given away a full move, I would say, to black, and black has bounced. The material is now balanced, and this one's gone, I feel. Time-wise, with an eye on the clock here. Oh boy. Get one rook off if you want it. Here, this is not a move because the knight gets to take and defend the queen. No, maybe it still would have been a move because there's two majors. Anyhow, we don't have that. Pressure here, bishop backing off for what reason exactly? I would have preferred to have at least like one rook off here as black. I'm not seeing a great attack. It's important that this is defended, otherwise that'd be mate. That's something to bear in mind. So don't play here. Well, I mean, you could now. Okay, there's no time on the clock. You could do whatever you want. Take the queen. You straighten out the structure, but the bishop's going hunting. So fast. That bishop's so slick. Okay, resigner. 17th place? Oh, I think this updates, I guess, during? No, I don't know what I'm talking about. 17th place, 9th. He is now in the top 10. So with an hour 37 to go, and that was a really fast pairing. Another GM opponent. We're looking at a King's Indian attack. No. Not sure what we call this. The caveman attack. King's Indian attack caveman variation. H5. Now that the tension's there, let's hold it. Keep black guessing. Aha. Knight returns to its favorite square. It's amazing how quickly it's uncomfortable for black. Just 10 moves in, If this knight goes here, this pawn might think about playing to h6. And now, you could still hold off on the capture, because if there's ever a push, this is a big square. All right, the structure has changed. And is this something that white can eye up? No, just defending here. How does this knight get rolling? Oh, well, now there's okay, the knight is recapturing, not the pawn, not the bishop. Possible discoveries, there's pressure on e6. Yeah, this is all the more appealing, is it not? To capture with the knight when this pawn has drifted towards the g-file, right? This is a sensitive point, so... No, this is already lost. This is already lost, right? He's winning the exchange. Gotta play here. You take with the knight first. Don't capture here just yet. Take advantage of the pin. It's a resigner, an 18 mover. I don't see where the counterplay is. Yeah, there's nothing. We're going to have a resigner. Okay, that's not working. Queen there. He missed that he had queen there. I mean, this is, of course, still winning, but queen b6 gets the queens off, and you're up a rook for... you're only down a pawn. Or rook for a pawn, imbalance. That would have been cleaner, I think. Okay, in the end, the queens are still off. You could win this pawn. Or that one. You had your pick, either rook pawn. If you push, you could still capture. No, because the rook was defended. Yeah, everything is getting mopped up here. Take my knight, I take yours. Take a pawn, defend a knight, just bring the knight back into the ballgame. Take a pawn, defend a knight is the plan. Alright, it really is time to resign now. What is this rook not doing? It's time to resign. Yes, okay, under a minute as well. Alright, so that was a pretty fast win, pushing him to 45 points. Still 11 back. Performance rating 2970. 2887, the guy who's in first. And Draken 2897 performance rating. Okay, still an hour and a half to go, and here we go. The top dog. Carlsen, is he going to berserk? He's playing against Draken. E4 it is. Any cavemanish stuff? He's going for a closed Sicilian? No. No F4. Sicilian with A3, no bishop B4. Is this stuff nearby? What about something aggressive with G4? No G4. Solid setup, a secure knight. Which way will the king go? If you go queenside, there may be a... There may be an easy pawn break with B4 now that this guy has moved. Okay, still going queenside. Alright, this... maybe. Gotta be careful, you can't take twice here. There's a problem on C2, so maybe stepping over now. No, hitting the queen. Queen has some defense, whether she's on E2 or E4. Queen now hit. Black's going to be uncastled. Okay, that may have been forced, as otherwise the queens would be on and the king here, the queen drifting over, or even capturing. Oh, this is a clean pawn up. Or is it? Or is it? He's on F4 in this position. Okay, so he's valuing F4 more than this pawn. This F4 is more valuable than D5. So this could be an idea for black to really make use of the rook's lateral influence. I think I think I prefer black here. B4 is nearby. If C3, I mean, white always has to stay trained to the C2 pawn, and if there's a, I mean, is he going to capture here? Maybe that's what he's calculating here, and actually giving this pawn up. That he might be going for that. No. And now he's not even given an opportunity like this. Maybe then he would have tried that. Because the rook does get some activity, but the black king is more active than the white king, is the thing here. And notice the defense of d5 is with the rook that's on You know, he's moving forward to defend. And now this idea, I think, is nearby. Making use of this rook post. Wants one rook off. Okay, I mean, the base points for white are under control. These two control these three. Okay, we have a break. He's tying the rook down. Okay, king and pawn ending. All right, the white has a draw at least. The better king position. This is just a draw. This is just a draw. These are under control. The king has no problem bouncing back and forth on these two. These two control these three. This pawn assists this one. Also takes away a key square from the king approaching the queen side. I think here? No. I think you simply stay put. Just bring your king back over to this square. You don't want this pawn to budge. It has an important role. So you just keep it as is. And there are no entry points here. So I think this one will end peacefully. Both players will be extinguished. I think Andraken was... Okay, now white has to watch. White may have just blundered. He may have just blundered. Carlsen blundered. He blundered. Black's winning this. He's not fast enough to get these. Wow. He might be going berserk in this next game. Ooh, that one has to sting. Oh, man. Against the top dog, too. Ooh, that's a big one. I think he's going berserk. Oh, man. Was that a draw all along, or was it always maybe I was missing something there. Maybe it was white that was maybe in Zugzwang. Oh, he did berserk. Yeah, I think my assessment was wrong there. Okay, dark square bishop exchange and knight here would be excellent. Or a pawn. Oh man, what does this knight do? Okay. Yeah, you know, was he... I think he was slowly running out of moves in that ending. Yeah, eventually the white king had to concede. He was forced to back off. And black was going to push through with d4 no matter what. Huh. Okay, that's an interesting one to look back on. Okay, well, there's a problem here and a problem here. Pin nearby. All right, counterattacking this point. Huh. Two pretty strong pawns, yeah? An hour 26 to go. That can already be a very significant loss. I gotta say. I don't know how many more games you get in, but Andraken now at 64 and fire. I think you need the help of the knight. Okay, knight here. Okay, if you capture here, bishop takes knight. Okay, if this bishop leaves, also these guys are free to move. Okay, now maybe you take this guy. Yeah, the rook will take this one. Sneaky move. Maybe what? Challenge the bishop. And now a knight here, supporting both pawn advances. Look at all these passed pawns. My mind, I gotta say, is still somewhat on that last game. Push? Wow. Wow. Very nice. He's gonna... Whew. Really? White resigned. Here, here, here? Or, like, here and then here? Why did he resign there? Am I missing stuff again? The knight was coming back to b6. Oh, right. The knight would be back to b6 to stop that advance? Okay. This is another berserk game. This one is a double berserk game. Yes, thank you. Okay. Alright, so we have some square here for black. Lion Ted is the opponent. The match score, 3-3. Okay. My mind is once more on that last game. Again. Alright. Can't castle, the knight's here. Queen takes h4. Alright. Knight's gonna be flush now. No, targeting this pawn. The king is fearless. Now f6. This is scary for white. This is scary. Where's the knight go, first of all? I have to go here, is considering a check first. Now knight there. This knight is very, very good. Queen looking at the h3 square. Is this going to be too much? A rook here? He wants one rook off. Maybe this. Stopping that, but I think maybe more importantly, queen b4? Maybe queen b4 into here could be invasive. He wants access to the b4 square. Okay, queen here. Queen h3. This pawn is pinned. Anything tricky nearby? 40 seconds each about. Okay, good versus bad bishops is something that's running through my mind here. Rook up. Hit a pawn. Stop queen takes pawn. Also break. Pressure on the bishop. Trying to undermine this guy. 22 seconds for Lion Ted. Check. Get back, rook. Okay, now it's super solid. White pawn's exactly where they want to be. The queens are now off. The king is going to improve. He will get here. He will get here. The king can be kicked. King can be kicked again. The king will make progress. One way or the other, he'll be kicked. This pawn will be won. This pawn will fly. Is flying. This pawn will fall now. It's easy to convert. Pawn up, king here. King here, king here, king here. Pac-Man. Little walls created with these two. And a resigner? Making a couple? No tricky stalemates. Lion Ted down. Okay. Ooh. And Draken taking a loss there to the Grizzly Bear. Ooh. Watch out for the Grizzly Bear. Watch out for the Slippery Penguin, who is in second. Going on a berserk streak. Okay, we have another game, a fast one, a Smith-Morra Gambit. The Doctor is in berserk mode. Again, he's in 6th place. Okay. Queen is hit. Some pressure here. Negates the pressure on d6, but gives up a big square on d5. If castles, there's a chop, and if you recapture, there's a problem on d6. Wow, what a sequence there. Some sneaky in-betweeners. Balanced material. Queen here. Well, he's just going to take the knight straight away and then dive in. That knight probably will be captured at some point. It's on the queen, on the bishop. What are you going to do? Chop here feels aggressive, but you have to calculate. Or that. Problem here, light squares. King stuck in the center. Defensive f7, maybe another break? Is that too much? Here opens up the queen's eyes to b7, hitting g7. Maybe hinting at e5 now without the pawn sacrifice. Giving up the d6 pawn? Can't play this just yet. How do you get that king secure? Oh, you don't move the king at all. A rook lift. Rook up and over. He's castled. Just fly up with the h-pawn and then a rook lift. Sneaky. Okay, maybe this stuff is nearby. 40 seconds. It's not looking good here. These pawns continue to march. This bishop is worth at least a rook, I'd say. Around a rook. Oh, he just dropped a b-pawn. That wasn't planned. Mate threat on f7. Some defense, some defense. More pressure here. Step up. There's a queen check. Offer a queen exchange. Could have exchanged queens and captured here. I think I would have gone for that. Tried to time burn my way from there. Go once more. Take the... I don't see anything wrong with taking the queen and then taking here with an eye on the clock and really position too. Okay, you got to be a bit careful. These checks. Okay, there's an accident that's close to happening on this square. Queen here, queen there. Okay, if queen here takes, check, and then here, get this pawn. Yep. 5 seconds to do it. Not looking good. Not an easy one to pre-move. No, it's not happening. 2.6, it's not happening. It's not the type you can just easily pre-move, and we're seeing that. Too much? Okay, the doctor goes down. Oh, look at Ali Reza. Ali Reza is in there. The doctor, Rebecca Harris right there. 65, 60, 60. What are they playing for? That's your payout. 500, 250, 125, 75, and 50. Another game against? Andreykin. He has another chance to get Andreykin back. Andreykin, I think that may have been a one king and pawn ending for many moves, and I was just unaware of that eventual d4 push. Yeah, those two pawns that Andreykin had offset 3 of Carlsen's. Okay, once more, playing with white. Carlsen is against Andreykin. Some pressure against e5. This knight, can it be maintained? It's already a little bit awkward. Like if here, isn't this a move? Okay. Now we have a knight capture. It could capture on f4 first. Maybe there would have been knight captures a7. Yes. Okay, I think that this is nearby, challenging that knight. No. Well, we'll see. Rook c1 first. Just kicking that knight out. As soon as this knight moves, f6 is nearby, so this post can be challenged. Ignoring threats, each side. Who's coming out of this ahead? Queen out. Queen g4 seems nice. Hitting e6. Pawn captures here. There'd be a problem, a check and then a capture. So e6 is secure. At some point, this can be something like, if the bishop captures, there's a check, and then here, and you get the bishop. But after this, I think the pawn captures, and the rook is defending against those little tricks. So I believe pawn captures is the right way, or something has to be resolved with this tension first. Yes, so the pawn is capturing. It's no longer isolated. Oh, you could still go here, but then there's this. The queen has some lateral defense if there's a sack. Chop, chop, queen g7. He's taking the bishop first. Okay, trying to disrupt the king. Might there be an in-betweener first? Rook takes rook. Yeah, because otherwise the king will be lured towards the center with the queens on, and now there's queen tension and a problem on e3. Now the bishop is capturing because in the end a rook here would be very good. Okay, so this is the idea. Check, check, king in the corner, rook here hitting the bishop, threatening mate. Are there ways to... there might be a perpetual here for black. A minute 4 for Carlsen, back a little bit. Okay, queen exchange. Rook is hit, and the rook is still getting to the 7th rank. The bishop is preventing rook here. Hitting the bishop again. Check, he's getting this pawn. Oof. That's huge. This bishop is great. This pawn, I think, will fall. Here, there's this. Defending. This should be a very clean conversion. I don't think time is a factor. Maybe a resigner? Okay, we once more have a situation where one of the pawns is a bit cramping, but this bishop is fantastic. And the rook gets active. Its pawn's ready to march. The bishop is defending here. There's nothing to do here. You could coordinate all you want, and you can only do that with 2. But it's defended twice. This pawn is a non-factor. Maybe if there was a knight here, it'd be something. But it's just not the case. We're going to have a resigner. Okay, goes down. That's a big win for the doctor, who is now in 8th with 53. No fire. 65, 64, 63. An hour 12 to go. How many more games can you get in? Okay. Again, a Scandinavian. I said again before I even knew d5 was going to be played there. Okay, so he's a fan of the Scandinavian here. With queen d6 as the retreat and then play on the queen side. Okay. I'm occasionally muting my mic there if you're wondering my mouse drifting to the side there. I'm trying to... clearing my throat occasionally. I'm feeling fine. It's just it happens. Anyhow. c5 is in. Taking with the queen. Eventually her question would be... Her post would be questioned on the d file eventually, so... very solid for each side. It feels a bit difficult for white to get this majority rolling on the queen side with this knight on c3 in the way. So I think this is at least equal, I would say, for black. Also with the knight now eyeing up c4. Tactics are nearby, I would say. Captures here, captures there, doing something to undermine the support of this knight. Now this is a problem, coping with the knight on c4. And if you don't like a knight arriving here, you take here. Now at least there's this that black can point at. I have an unopposed dark square bishop. Something like that. Taking advantage of a pin. This guy is pinned right now. I don't think that this is best. Maybe a flight square. Maybe, okay, he is going for this. Shouldn't be hard. What? Oh, okay, so here there's bishop captures bishop. And you gotta recapture, and then there wouldn't be a pin anymore. Got it. Took me a bit. Now it's a threat. But by this time, the knight is now on e4 defending. Okay. Timing, timing, timing. Maybe now the bishop returns. Okay, flight square. What's this guy doing here? Get back on b7. Get over here. He doesn't want to play that. Okay, so why not? He wants to preserve the bishop pair. That's why. I see. And now that the rooks are off, maybe he feels a bit more comfortable with creating some weaknesses in his camp on the king side. Maybe already looking at improving the king a hair. All right. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's instructive. King stepping up right about now? Yes. Maybe the bishop is going to hang around here. Discourage. Oh. Wow. That was played fast. He's now down a pawn. King here, but knight takes bishop would hit with check. Not looking good for black. That was a blunder. Nice trick there on b5. Very temporary piece sacrifice. These guys are killers. This isn't just any extra pawn that white has. This is a passed extra pawn. Might have a resigner soon. And then a quick berserk. Whew. Under 50 seconds. He's getting squeezed. No counterplay against the white king. Super secure. Wow. He's going to play on down a queen and hope for the best. Say, I have coordination. What do you have? I have a queen. Okay, there's nothing fancy here. There's no perpetuals. Try to get this guy. It's just not happening, though. Bishop here. The knight has it. That may have been I don't know. Do you want something like this, or is he just cool with bouncing back and forth and saying, I have a fortress? Here, there's knight. Okay. Tricky knight. Tricky knight. If it gets into yeah. If it gets into what was I going to say? Forget about it. Okay. That was a fast pairing. Where is he at? I think he's out of well, he's right here. He's in 13th. A double berserk game, which is probably a good sign for Carlsen to see his opponent berserk back. He gets some more games in. This one's not over, but he has definitely hit a speed bump there. Yeah, if it was, like a knight and king versus a queen and king can still be tricky. Trying to dodge those forks. All right, that pawn was a big thorn in that game, though. Eventually, there would have been a back rank mate because a pawn was present. Okay. Opposite sides castling. Again. Some defensive d3. All right. This knight, the knight is getting out of the way. The b pawn's ready to roll. b5 is nearby. Pressure here. Maybe you just defend? No. No. Knight captures pawn. Bishop here. What about bishop captures pawn? Bishop captures pawn it is. He just ducks and says, your knight's hit, and I'm still on this point. Okay, so this is broken now on the queen side. Challenge the best piece. Under 40 for Titled Wolf. Important defender. Oh, taking advantage of a pin. The bishop is a killer. Black resigns. That was a pretty quick game. What, just like a 2-minute game? Esquire's in first, 72 with fire. Okay, the doctor's back in the top 10, 56. Ways to go to catch first. A non-berserk game, a min. TB. Next opponent. Okay. Let's see how this one goes. Let's watch out for a tricky tactic on b5 in this game. Needs to get fire. Needs to get a 4. An hour 4 to go. Is this break in? You could play it. Play it. That's what he's calculating. Is there this? No. He's avoiding. He's ignoring that threat. This is getting complicated. This is getting complicated. That's a fast break in the center. Choose one, King. What do you want to do? Now this is hitting with double check. Okay. Deflection. Move. Rook takes pawn, and if king here, there's a knight check. Maybe then take here. Alright, doesn't care about defending this pawn. Where do we stand material-wise? It is balanced with a pawn that is half dead. Maybe it gets rolling, though. Still doesn't care about dropping this pawn. Maybe no? Maybe no? Push? Maybe push a knight around? Push the pawn. Now, it's balanced. White may be able to get away with winning a pawn, but Black has the safer king. These two pawns are not as well positioned as these two. There isn't a nice pocket for the king to step up on. For Black, there is, potentially. H6 and king here. So something to keep in mind. Also, another thing to keep in mind is a check with an idea of a knight jumping in here. That's actually quite difficult to parry. An ensuing fork. Here's something, if you just pass, check, king here, that's checkmate. Knight would be pinned. Check, king here, there's a fork, and well, it's more than that. We have fun with taking a rook with the discovery. So this is a pretty big problem. So now, here still, maybe a push to be disruptive. Rook here can be met with this, so it's a very awkward defense. Now, how can Black be disruptive? How can you rattle the position of the pieces? Maybe e4, trying to kick the knight away so that the knight jumps in here, and if this, here, there's a check, rook takes, queen takes. There's one check for white, but you go here, and I think things are cool. I think we're going to have something quite direct, and e4 seems to be it. Trying to still, chip away, get at that f2 square. Take the knight first, and then jump in. We're having this variation. There's two checks, but it doesn't really amount to anything. No good follow-ups here, I don't see. Queen isn't going to be trapped. So one check. That's about it. The knight cannot move. Pressure on the rook. This knight cannot move. Grab this pawn. Okay. Okay. No. Oh, that's slick. That's so slick. I love that. Okay. The queen is defending the rook. That was the main point, I believe, behind queen b6. And now the knight is stopping this similar idea that white had, jumping into King's Bishop 2. Okay. Got the W. White resigns there. And Draken is now in first. 73. The top four have fire. 63 with fire and beyond. Carlsen 58 with fire. And he's going berserk. A double berserk game. Probably good news for Carlsen. Still trying to fight his way back. Let's see. Fight his way back. Was he ever in the top? He wasn't on top yet. He's only made it to the top 10 area. No number one spot yet. Hour to go. Just under an hour to go. Eyeing up a quick central break. Maybe eyeing up a dark square bishop exchange. Alright, he's giving the knight this square. He's prepared to undermine this point. Now he wants to secure the center first. This is nearby. This is nearby. A5, A5, A5. Maybe black should have done something about that first. C5 has fallen. Maybe he doesn't care about C5. He just wants to press on the king side and say, my knight is very good. And similar to my point I made in an earlier game, these three pawns may find it a little bit tricky to get rolling because this knight is currently in the way. Black has taken some quick steps on the king side here, gaining some big space. The king is maybe ready to flee towards the king side. Yes, he's packing up, he's running. And now what? Get the queen out of here, maybe... what does the knight do? Maybe this. Yes. Knight on b4, get into c6. Secure the bishop first. And just get the bishop out of harm's way. Knight on b4. We saw something like that earlier. He had white and a knight reposition on this square. Something like that. No, that it was something like this was played. Anyhow, the knight is a very good blockader is what I'm getting at. Putting pressure on a6, stopping this pawn from advancing. Alright, we could just get this guy. Maybe it's... don't need to get him so fast. He has a passed pawn as well. Knight's ready to move. With great effect. He's looking good on the clock, doubled up. Bishop is hit. His pawn is passed. Pressure here. His take, he's going to try to do something sneaky. Queen here. Should be defending. Check, you just run away. Or just hit the queen. Grab a pawn. No time, no time, no time. Everything is squeaky clean. King step over. No queen here. Pawns continue to march. Rook is gone. Pawn is gone. Knight returns. Okay, they resign. They only had a second. All right, that was a fast win and a first 5. Putting him at 63 now with fire. Will he go berserk again? With 57 to go, let's find out. Maybe not. He didn't berserk this guy last time. And isn't going to this time. Ha! B5. You're going to fiend cutter your bishop? He's not going to be around to grab this guy, so I'm going to look to restrict your queenside pawns. That's my idea. And also my bishop is going to come out to one of these two squares one day. C5 at some point, probably sooner than later. Okay, looking to dive into the c6 square. Maybe just this. Staying extra solid, prepared to take towards the center. This is a strong point and it must be maintained. Capturing here invites the knight to a wonderful square. Kingside castle, bishop here, rook there. A knight may be diving into these light squares where the bishop is not around to watch over. Where are you, bishop? F5, aggressive, looking for a push. I think this is maybe the only way for white to go. But this appears to be excellent for black. A knight connecting really, really well with the bishop at this stage. And if you try to offset the bishop, black is saying, well, wasn't that a very good defender for your king? He's not feeling so well, is he, now that these pawns have drifted far away from your king? The black king is feeling very cozy right now with the queens on board. And having a fine home, a nice blanket. Kicked back. You pick up the bishop pair, you could try for more. He's trying for more, hitting the rook, and if you go here, that will sting. It's going to sting, because if you step up, you just lose the bishop straight away, so you're going to get a rook. If the rook moves, bishop d3, so he's trying for tricks. It's all that white has at this stage. Maybe you push right now, maybe only after a capture. Maybe you don't care about dropping this pawn. Maybe just f6. He's taking there. He's prepared to go like this. Prepared to give up some stuff right back, it appears. Well, maybe not. Let's see. If this, I think you could go here and, yeah, go here, here, and then, well, we'll see what happens. It's the queen you have to be fearful of getting into g7, so you're going to need this guy around, yeah, taking a step in the direction of mating on g7. So an idea could be a little bit careful here, yeah? I mean, oh, okay, the rook is there in time. That's another way to defend. You don't need just the bishop here. King in the corner, rook g8 to defend against this mate threat. He's down 2 rooks. He's down 10 points. White just had a double check. There's no good follow-up, is there? Nope. There's no, queen sacrifice here with the rook going here because I don't have a rook. Okay. Ooh, the top 2 there with speed bumps. 2 zeros. Meanwhile, the doctor is on fire with 67. 9 points. Single digits back. 54 minutes to go. Okay. And a pairing. Yes, no. A little bit slow. Oh, come on. Come on, right when it's getting a little exciting. There we go. What did we miss? Another Scandinavian. That's how the first few moves went. We've been here before. All right. Queen d6 variation. a6, b5. Eventually this. This. You seeing the pattern? This time there will be no trick in between capturing here, trying to get the queen. Not this time. This feels awkward. Are you going to follow through with this or take another step with the queen? Which way do you want to go? Wants to go out this way with the bishop. So defensive c7. Maybe here with the bishop. Yeah, okay. Needs development. Gonna go full steam ahead, white. Get these hanging pawns rolling. There may be tricks nearby. The chop and then a knight jump. So he's getting out of that trick. This guy could be a real pest. All right, just ducking that. Bishop there. So sneaky. Ah, you're inconvenienced just a hair. Your queen can't go here now. Is that what he's saying? All right, just throwing a quick jab. That's all. Sometimes that's useful. I think that's one of the useful ones. It's so technical sometimes. Ha! You're slightly inconvenienced on b3 instead of b2. Normally a step up is an improvement, but maybe not here. All right, dark square bishops, gonzo. Kingside structure shattered. Knight still on board with the queen. Get a knight here and you're pretty much dead meat. What about a knight here as well? You're getting some exchanges. The knight, a little bit stranded. Here, you're trapped. You got to go here. But then you're still kind of maybe a little stuck. Queen has to step up. You're running short on squares, knight. Uh-oh. Oh, this is the number 1 guy, by the way. Okay, can you rescue the knight? What's your way out? He's in a pin. Can you get out of the pin? After this? You're not getting out of the pin. Where's the counterplay? Not enough. Okay, I mean, I don't know. The queen is going to try, of course, to give some problems to the king. Let's see how white tries to convert this. This is a tall task ahead for black to try and hold a draw. You're on the rook. Black is on the rook. White is on this pawn. You crawl up into a ball for a moment if you want. No, because then there's queen takes pawn. Okay, this queen, hard to argue with this strong post, right in the center, supporting both pawns. One of them's going to fall, though. Trying to flush that queen away. Need to keep the queens on. The queen exchange, then it's a lot easier. Ah, queen takes pawn, there's a check, and then a follow-up fork of the king and the rook. And that's going to happen no matter what. The queens are going to have to come off. It's a very clean move. Real nice. Yep, let's just offer a queen exchange. This is happening. So you're going to have to go for a queen exchange, maybe resign. Oh! I did not see that move, clearly. Oh, the queens could still be off, though. Check and then here. Then the rook can recapture to defend. You know, check. Check, check. Take. Take. He's going with the bishop, and oh, he wants more. He wants mate. Doesn't care about this pawn. He's going after your throat. Okay. Some surprising moves here for me. That just seemed. I guess maybe he didn't see that this was some defense. Better have something against the king. White's ready to go for mate here. This is a very good defender. There's now no queen check. 37 seconds apiece. What to do about this? Better come up with something fast. What is it? I'm prepared to run, he said. No longer safe over here. I just need a path, that's all. I'm going to go into Pac-Man mode. When in doubt, turn your king into Pac-Man. Rook here? Because this is mate. Could deflect the queen. You could try to deflect the queen. Rook here. Was that a mouse slip? Both of these moves are good. Okay. But there still are pieces, and there's still... No, not too many pieces. Yeah, it's not happening. 19 seconds. A rook versus queen and bishop. And now it's pretty easy to convert this. Bishop here. Now you're pushed away. Take here, it's just a little too fast. Eventually this pawn will be won. Is there going to be enough time? Watch out for stalemates. Careful, white. Stalemate! Sorry if I got too loud. No, I'm not sorry. Wow. Okay, both are extinguished. Both get... No, Esquire gets 1. The doctor gets 2. The doctor has 69 points. He's just 8 back with 47 to go. Wow. Whoa, there's 932 in there. Okay. Oh, rat race at the end. A mouse race. Okay. Are we going to get a pairing? Yes, the wizard. The wizard is... Are we going to have a double berserk? No double berserk. The wizard. Okay, maybe not a bad one to berserk, yeah? The record's looking pretty good against the wizard. Doctor up 12-1. Probably all... No. Oh, maybe these were some of the Chess 960 games. I was thinking that they were 3-1 games. No, they were 2-1 games. 2-1 time control 960. All right, so this is the first one that is 3-0 regular chess. This is a sensitive square if you could get there. It's not easy. Black is active. This knight does not want to move. Where does the queen go? Stops white from... Oh, the old interference. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. White got a little too fancy, maybe? Yep. Got a little too fancy. Oh, okay. You're getting the piece back here. Oh, but if you did that, there'd be rook here. and a problem on this square. This is not turning out well for white, because, you know, this guy is around and he has no counterpart. Black's in a pin, but should be able to get out of it shortly. There's a step in the right direction. A flight square. He's now out of the pin. The knight's ready to enter the ball game with great effect one way or the other. Oh, that one's painful. Time to resign. Is he going to go berserk again? Let's find out. The doctor goes down. That's a big... No, not a... It was a kind of a fast loss. And he didn't have fire to begin with, so let's see if he can quickly get back on the horse with 45 to go. 77, 77, 72. The grizzly bear is at 70. The doctor is right there on his heels. The penguin, do not forget about the slippery penguin. He is... We don't know what the story is there. Who cares? Okay, I was going to see what percent berserk rate the penguin was at. We don't know. J.S. Martinez, next opponent, and the first time we are seeing Carlsen go forward with, I think, a quick fianchetto here, kingside fianchetto. The bishop now diving into a weakened square, and it seems like an opening disaster here for white. Can you... No, you're going to have to make some defensive moves, so maybe... No opening disaster. A little bit awkward. Can't go kingside castles anymore. Bishop returning now to another cool square. Where are the sharp moves? No sharp moves. I was looking at this for a second. Just going to calmly finish developing. Now the sharp move. C5. Mixing it up. And now? Wasn't that a move? Okay, putting that bishop on a super solid square. Okay, there's discoveries, but it's not a good one. Just a retreating move. The queen could easily sidestep that attack. Yeah, so not a berserk game. Maybe bishop captures pawn. Queen here threatens this, possibly this, at some point. And it's not just an attack, it's a pinned pawn. It's the more descriptive line. If you're pinning the pawn, you're attacking the pawn. So some security for c5. Maybe challenging this, maybe also freeing up the bishop to no longer defend this point. Oh, also stopping queen f5. This guy needs to do something else. Black, I think, really wants to move this knight. So maybe trying to get it here. Maybe a capture here is being cooked up. Ooh, there it is. That's what he was crunching the numbers on this and saying, those dark squares are looking juicy. How can I get at them? Okay, so now this, and then that, and then this are all springing to mind. Okay, the knight stops this one. The queen stops that one. There's one check. What's the follow-up, though? Need another pawn break? Maybe there's a sack here. Let's see. Maybe this, and then a check. What's the follow-up after? Okay, no. Why not this? Knight here. Then after this, there's a queen check, and then you smash through here. That looks pretty juicy. Ooh, I think this one's collapsing now. Avoid the queen exchange. And now get ready to pounce here one way or the other. Oh, rook there? Okay, you could take here. The rook is in a pin. If knight takes, isn't there queen takes bishop? Yeah, so bishop takes. It would be winning a piece and then generating a threat. So, bishop takes, and what's the imbalance? Rook versus bishop pawn? More than enough compensation, it appears, for black. Safer king, still a lot of fuel on board. The queen is the big one, with the king absent of a home. No home for Team White. If pawn captures, the bishop will calmly recapture, the rook remains in a pin, and the knight is ready to pounce. A knight would be a real killer on f3. And then the bishop's eyes would be open to d4. So, how do you untangle here? Maybe even a rook lift is nearby. Perfect coordination here for black. Real nice. Close to a knockout. You could jump in here right now. He's going with a check and then knight here. Oh, that's happening. King here. King here. Knight still diving in. Oh, knight on the edge. Look at the clock. Yeah. That was slick. Rook takes bishop. Oh! You're on the queen. Okay, he missed that. J.S. Martinez goes down. The dark squares. The dark squares were too much. The doctor gets a 2. Has 71. Another big game. Andreykin. I think if Andreykin wins, he's going to take this tournament. He has fire. Carlsen does not. This is a real important one. This is now, what, the third game. All right, let's see. White is going hunting for something. The bishop pair is his. He's going to go uncastled. Needs to preserve that bishop pair. We saw that earlier. That idea to bring the bishop back and avoid the light square bishop exchange. He eventually fell for a trick on b5. It didn't end well. But that is the idea. You have the bishop pair. Let's try and keep it. Even in this case, if it means going uncastled. Preparing to meet a4 with b4. Where will there be a pawn break? Maybe c5 and then b4, b5 soon. Probably. No, if you push, then this can be hitting pretty fast. This is nearby. No bishop there, so this isn't there just yet. No, it may still be there. Could be, here, captures this. Maybe get a pawn back. Okay. Let's see. Hinting at a possible break. Okay. Now there's no fear of this pawn being undermined, at least. And this rook is not brought to life. So I think white each side can now focus more. He did capture a pawn. Wow. That was a bolt out of the blue there. Oh, okay. Giving up the queen for just a second, and in the end, what's the imbalance? It's a fun one. 4 pawns versus the knight. Here. Okay, preparing to offset the knight with this, if the knight goes there, but there's now quick pressure. How did these guys get rolling? Rook takes pawn. Okay, no, he's still not there. Still not there. Black is making it very difficult right now for these pawns to get rolling. If there was just one more move in here, these pawns will slowly begin to be able to push black back, but we're not quite at that point, so he has to... White is going about it in a very unnatural way, but there is some forward progress. Rook up and over. Looking for some activity. Maybe this, and then here, and then here, and then here. I think you have to start with this move. Bishop d2. Here, here, here. Maybe even here, here, and then here. Just so the knight doesn't have this square. Okay, we are having these security moves. All right. Now he's ready to move. Once more. Okay, now this knight. Okay, maybe here and then bishop here, and then finally this. This and then this. Maybe this straight away. There is a check. Okay, maybe you're okay if that check happens. And now he's getting running. Okay, g4. Now the wheels are in motion. The wheels are in motion here. Okay, in exchange, one... okay, now the knight's going to live on this square. Oh, he's okay with giving up a pawn. Okay, if takes, there's this, and then that. Oh, he's just going to give that up and just get rolling with the pawns. These guys are too fast, so black needs to devote 2 pieces to controlling these 2 pawns. He's pushing through. In the end, it's going to be a more active rook. And this pawn This pawn is going to be 1-2. It's still tough. It's still very tough. Yeah, I think it's going to be a draw. It's going to be a draw. Yeah, this is very fast. This extra pawn, it's tough to get going. You know, the king gets kicked back and then a capture, so it's a draw. Okay, Carlsen gets a point. No, 2. How many points? 1 point. Yeah, 1 point. Andraken gets 2. No fire for Andraken. 72, 87, 15 back. Can you really overcome that? Ali Rez is in there with 73 fire. Esquire, 81 with fire, second place. Astana Chess. It's getting berserked. It's a double berserk game, which is good news if he's going to try to make a run for first place. To have opponents berserk right back and get some more games in there. All right, if everybody berserks back, you get maybe about 11 more games in. That's unlikely that everybody's going to be berserking back, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. These two have played before, just under different accounts. Bullet. Okay. White now eyeing up a big square here. Also, this is a move now. Threatening mate. A knight on this square is pretty strong. Okay. Alright. Knight here right now. Where's the bishop go? Here, here. Careful. Be very careful. The knight can fall if you push. Let's check. Offering a queen exchange. Just win that pawn, white. Things are looking sweet. Okay, getting out of this. Getting out of the pin. This knight is amazing. Can it be undermined? Being undermined. It needs to be undermined. The bishop is hit. Slick move. Okay, take with the rook or the queen. Take with the rook. The queen still has a responsibility. The bishop needs to find a new home. Knight's in a pin. Whoa, oh, okay. The knight's now hit 3 times. The pawn lives. Okay. It's looking good for black. Safer king, passed pawn. He's pushing through. Oh, that's a slick move. There's no rook here. It's pinned. I was thinking that was a move. Check, and now queen here next and resigns. Okay. You got the W. The doctor got a 3 there. He's only now 12 back. Is he going to berserk again? It's going to be really interesting to see these next games. To berserk or not, the answer is to berserk. Another berserk game, 32 to go. French Winoir. This is fun. This is, I think, more fun than the bullet tournaments, just to see the kind of match strategies, the decisions to berserk or not, who to berserk. It's intense. These 3 hours are flying by. If no queen h4, maybe white plays queen h5. Very active post, looking for a quick break. White king is safe. Black king still needs to find shelter. Inventing invention. Grabbing a pawn, looking to dive in here. What's the follow-up here? Okay. Seems like black should be the better side after, if you're making this safety move this early on. Although maybe necessary, to stop knight here. This pawn could be won back. We're gonna find out. Oh, just getting out of the way with a punch. He's diving in. So what's the plan here? Oh, he's going to take here. The queen has some lateral defense. It's a knight versus pawn advantage right now. If pawn captures, there's queen takes here. And you can get the queens off. This looks to... I don't see what the follow-up is here for black. It's an aggressive move. It's looking flashy, but is it really best? I love that move. I don't care about this. I'm taking your rook, and I'm on your queen. Oh, that was nice. Okay, I think he's going to emerge up a rook here. And we're going to have this variation, and it's squeaky clean. He's up a clean bishop. Okay, this will be converted. Okay, and he resigns. A very quick game, I think. 78 with fire, back 9, but the only one of the top 3 with fire. Will he berserk again? Looking for a 5. 30 minutes to go. It's a nail biter. Here we go. Are we going to get a pairing or not? Let's see. No pairing yet. 87-81. Grizzly Bear is paired against Andraken. Paso is IM getting berserked. Will he berserk back? No. Okay, he has lost some games. A game or two already where he has berserked, and it was a tough battle. Let's see if he can pull it off in 90 seconds. Okay, kingside castle. No opposite sides castling in this game, I don't think. Going for a quick break. F5 is diving in. Ooh, he's going to jump in here too. Hit the queen, hit the knight, have a connected pass pawn and stop castling. Okay. Control yourself. All right. Is he going all in? Do you have to capture this knight here? And then follow up with the check? Yep. All in. A rook versus a rook for a pawn. All right. A connected passer, but what's the follow-up here? Yeah, some defense is needed. This pawn, you cannot allow this pawn to just fall. He falls, he falls. Bishop there. Queen there. Why queen there? All right, how do you stir up trouble here? Do you have to... Okay, he's going like this. Okay, and then pawn here. So now this is solid. Maybe you go here to stop the undermining stuff. No. Who cares about a4? I'm grabbing your h-pawn. Okay. a4? Why not a4? Okay, is he looking for this? Rook comes over. The queen's going to maybe go for this. Be very careful, king. A queen landing on one of these two one day is going to hurt pretty bad. He's in the tank. The IM is in the tank, thinking about this, maybe that. I think I'd be leaning towards this. These bishop control a lot of squares. The queen does not have a lot of squares to go to, just a few. Rook there, queen here. And now some defense of f7. Okay. Secure the bishop now? No, get the rook involved. If the bishop moves, the rook is going to be a killer on f7. Looking for this next. I would still be looking for this move that solidifies the bishop. Okay, now a4 is there. And now maybe this idea. To get that h-pawn rolling, to disrupt this. This is where the black is very strong. Bishop on f6 is gluing the queen side. It's stopping white from coordinating here. So getting this pawn up here, trying to distract it. Knocking out the bishop. Maybe there's some tricky pin one day. He's really in the tank. Only a minute now. Okay, looking for maybe a capture here. This rook is defended, so there is no trick with the capture. Maybe at some point there can be a bishop move here that can hurt. This, I think, is nearby. Get out of my house move. You're not welcome on h4. Okay, prepared to work on the dark squares. Okay, there is a pin. Careful now. Careful now. Be very careful. There is a rook move. Okay, where are the tricks? Bishop here, threatening check here. No, check here and then mate. So giving up the queen. There's a bishop move here. He missed that the bishop can back up with check or to block the mate. 18 seconds, go! 15. Make a move! Oh, that took forever. I'm getting nervous. I'm not even playing. 22 seconds to 12. 20 seconds. Just stare at the clock at this stage. Don't assess the position. Just stare at the clock. Watch out for mate. Black. It's a mate in 1. It's a killer bishop. You need a square. Can you spare a square? Move the bishop. Get to e7. No time in the tank. He resigned. Whoa. That's a 5. That is a 5. That is now second place. He's only 6 back. That's the second 5. 25 minutes to go. 89, 83, 81, 81, 80. These guys are not out of it either. Some fire down here. Ali Reza. We have yet to have that pairing. Ali Reza versus Doctor? No. MSB2. It could come down to a game like that. How big would that one be? MSB2, a non-berserk game going for not a Benko, but Benko-like without the gambit. How to capture. Okay, settle down now. Settle down. Settle down. There's no check here. He's debating. Boom, boom, boom. This is a lot of time to invest at this moment here. Is there a connection issue? Is he playing like on a phone or in a van? That has happened before. Yeah. What is going on? Now is not the time to have a connection issue. What? That's a lot of time. Okay. He's taking with the queen. He does not want to mess up his structure. And he has the dark square bishop. But white has a slight edge in development. And a very nice square with the knight. White was trying to pry open the position. Black said, no, I need to keep it closed a little bit. I need to buy myself some time to get some development. Eventually, I want to challenge your knight. Hereby, knight here, queen here, bishop here. Okay, maybe a capture. This is a really strong piece. Okay, that knight needs to go, yeah? Right here. Yeah, that knight needs to go. Is he just going to be maintained? Right, just knight here, knight here. Is that not a good idea? Oh, if knight here, there would have been knight captures pawn. Okay, so the idea is correct to get rid of the knight, but he needed to defend this pawn first. He want to drop that a pawn. That would have been pretty big deal. You don't want to see a knight arriving on c6. Okay, so if here the bishop's eyes are opened up, if here, then there's still going to be some activity here. A big moment in the game. Do you want to shut down the queen side like this? Or capture here and then this? If you capture here and then this, I think there'll be that. And the rook is going to be able to at least sneak in and target some stuff. So maybe this move. Okay, so now capture and a push. A push right now, as otherwise the queen goes here and is a great blockader. But the b pawn is picked up. Was that missed? I think it was. It feels like he berserked this game, but it's just not the case. He just had an issue with maybe the internet. He's back quite a bit on the clock. 2-1. Okay. Yeah, this seems to be really... Well, no, not really good, but yeah, the bishop is a best piece here in the position, period. Okay, he's going to get the A file now. Yeah, the knight can't go here. It'll be taken advantage of. So we're looking at this stuff soon. Mouse slip, or he's just going to play it a little bit slow still. I think G4 is really the way to disrupt the king side, because this is really strong. Queen on H4. A4. Very aggressive. It's a win. Black's going to win this. Oh. Hang on. You can't take the knight. This pawn is pretty quick. Okay, so he's going to have to come back to get this pawn. It's no longer connected and passed. Just passed, and it will be plucked soon. And then he'll return. Maybe even the queen coming over here would be fine. Yeah, every black piece is doing really well. This knight is out of Out of the ball game. Okay, he's trying to do something that is disruptive. Okay, the clues are getting a little bit more complicated here for sure. Wow, is white pushing through here? If this... There is a check to get out of this stuff with promotion. Oh, and if queen takes pawn, then there's that. Wow, okay, well, this is still... He's getting this pawn, or is he? 23 seconds. Check, the king is stepping up. I don't know how to call this one. Oh man, the king is on the edge. This pawn is here. That break was wicked. That passer, whoa. 34-17. This is such a big game. 27 seconds. This spot is so fast. Is there a mate that black needs to be concerned about? 22-20. He's defending. He doesn't want to see perpetuals. Oh, the rook is hit. The rook is hit and the pawn is hit. Gotta back off and hope for the best. Secure the bishop. G5. Oh, it's not looking good for black, but still has two pieces. Coordination. King up. There's coordination here. Bishop back and forth. He's got the queen. He's got the queen. And he's got the game. Oh, he missed that move was there. Oh, he snuck that move in so quick. Oh, he had it. White was being extra sneaky. I'm not going to push yet. Now I'm going to push. Oh, Carlsen goes down. That's a big one. 90, 83, 83. A big loss. He would have had 87 with the win there. Yarborough, he has gone berserk. A double berserk game. There's still hope. Oh, okay. 18 and change on opposite sides castles. Wasn't there an opportunity for knight takes pawn there? Maybe, maybe not. Don't capture here. You drop something. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, he's lucky to see a double berserk game here. You can get the queens off. This is hit. Who cares about that pawn? Let's activate the bishop. Alright, maybe now he's going to capture it. Run with the h-pawn? No. Cement the queen on f6, defend a pawn, defend this diagonal, and then look for this. However, this is happening pretty fast. Queen may be needed on this square. Queen here, maybe b5. Looking at this stuff. It's scary. b5. b5 takes. Rook on the c file. Maybe the bishop can return. Is this nearby? No, you drop the knight. Prepping this. Securing? Or maybe first kick the knight. Maybe first kick the knight and then think about this. See where the knight goes first. Here, this. Then you don't have to worry about a4. You could get on with h5. Okay, no, rook on the 7th. Does not care. Okay, so this, there's that. Rook takes, and then I take your rook. That would be forced. Here, you have to take. Okay, so now, maybe you kick the knight. And then get this guy? No, just securing the bishop. 43 seconds apiece. 17 minutes to go. Okay, queen there. No, this is too long of an idea. Too far-fetched, I guess. Looking for stuff that's more direct. A check. Now the queen has to block. Okay, this is going to be a win. Check here, and then you could take the rook, and then take here, take the other rook. You didn't want to do that. He's going to try it again. Get back there. Oh! Wow, what a find here by black. This game goes on. What a sneaky move. Wow, good eye. Oh. This game goes on. Yes, it does. Here, and then looking for this. Now he's improving the king when the knight can't go here with check. And the pawn's going to get out of the way. King over now? Oh, it's just a rat race. Oh, another one of those. How is it going to end? Oh, okay. White's going to win the race? Yes, he's going to win the race just in time. Get back, king. Mop up pawns. Don't put the black king in stalemate. Careful, careful, careful. Careful, careful, careful. Mate, whoa. That was such a slick tactic. I love that rook move. 90 to 86. Neither with fire. It's within range, folks. 15 to go. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. 90, 86, 86. Don't forget about this guy. Let's get to this spot here. What are we? We're only going to have a few more games. 90, 86. Are we going to have that pairing? Andreyka, no. Ali Reza, who is in 5th with 85 and has fire. So a big game for Ali Reza. We have the Aliekin's defense. Let's see. Once more, entering a position where you... Oh, a mouse slip. He mouse slipped. He wanted King G1, I'm pretty sure. Okay, can Ali Reza... Can he still untangle? It shouldn't be that great of an issue. Maybe it is. Maybe it is an issue. This pawn is going to be hunted. It's going to be a winner. Yeah, that's a big problem. Here, there's knight there. He's going queenside. He's in a pin. All right. Still has to get out of that pin. Okay, or does he? What? Oh, he gets out of it with check. So bishop takes knight, knight takes queen, bishop takes queen, knight check, and only then a recapture. Got it. Took me a little bit. What about b4? b4, jump in here. Okay, now maybe b4 is nearby. Now the knight jumps in. Dark square bishop exchange. In the end, this knight will be defended enough. There's no more pin. He's looking at this possibly. Yes, he is. And a quick Wow, that's an 18 mover. Ali Reza goes down. Carlsen up a hair. 2 points. 88 with fire. A win. And he will have 92 with fire and likely, still close. He has a better performance rating than Andreykin. A big game coming up with 13 to go. We need every minute of this tournament, and he's paired against the slipperiest one of all, the Penguin. Queen's Gambit declined is what we have on board. So they have played a bunch. 104 to 46, their match score. They've played much more than that under different accounts. But yeah, you get a sense of their match score here. About 2-1, tipping in Carlsen's favor. So, what to do, Penguin? Bishop f5, securing the knight. This knight is in a pin. A big game for the Penguin and the Doctor. 12 minutes to go. Each of these last 2 or 3 games so important. All right. What's he thinking about? Okay, knight e2. Knight e2, okay, so some concern over this. This is not stopping knight b4. Knight could still jump in. The rook is unprotected. The timing is not quite right. Maybe you have to capture here right now with the bishop? No, but then the bishop could take. This knight is pinned. The timing. Oh, also, yeah, the timing of the position and the timing on the clocks. Not a good idea to be down 30 seconds. Well, that's the wrong phrase, but you get what I'm saying. You don't want to be too far behind on the clock against the Penguin, who is now spotting a fantastic move, maybe a winning move, probably a winning move. The white king is now going to go uncastled. Knight take... I didn't even see that was a move. Okay, it's a queen versus bishop and a knight. This has gone wrong fast for white. Penguin. Stirring up trouble. Fast. 140 to 205. Getting all the pieces working. All right, 2 minutes to 137. It's two minor pieces versus the queen, yeah? Welcoming exchanges. To avoid the exchange, yeah? To try and keep it closed as white. Knight here, this, push. 122, it's not looking good for the doctor. On the clock or position. Gotta keep it closed. Having this, the knight could jump in here. He's going for that. There's a pin. Okay, you could take here with check. And then address this threat. Okay, avoid the knight exchange. Okay, he does have squares to work with. Okay, these last couple moves, I think, have given white some hope because there is light square control. So now he's taking there. He's taking here. He's getting a pawn back. So now it's a knight, bishop, and pawn versus queen. Not as clear anymore. He's finding good coordination as well. This knight is very good. The bishop is very good. The bishop and knight work well to stop the rooks from finding entry points. This pawn is a bit cramping to white. The bishop is looking to reposition to c4. f7 is soon to be under fire with maybe 3 pieces. Okay, the balance, the material right now, rook and bishop versus queen. The base points are all covered here for white. We may have a repetition. I don't know. Okay, he's going for more. This. Okay, this is a fortress for white. The clock, however. The clock. Yeah, if here the rook may be trapped. Okay, the rook is coming over here. Yeah, there's these back and forth moves. Okay, he's pressing. Ooh, if this pawn could get here. $36 to 48. 8 minutes to go. A check. Look at the coordination here. How do you make progress, though, if you're white? He's picking up a pawn. Yeah. Black is making progress. It's a check. It's gonna fall. Oh, he's got a mate threat. White is uncoordinated here. Oh, he just got mated on G1. Oh, sorry. I got loud again. Oh, okay. Ali Reza. Whoa! Once again, Ali Reza out of nowhere. He did that in another tournament. He lost his game to Carlsen with that. And now he just went absolutely bonkers. He's at 95 with fire. Penguin at 89 with fire. 7 minutes to go. Whoa. Okay, yeah, you're okay, it is a double berserk game, but yeah, this is you'd need yeah, it's too much. What? Hang on. White is just throwing the game away? Okay. Hang on. Hang on. Just 5 away. Carlsen needs a pairing and a double berserk game. He needs to get against an opponent. It's another double berserk game. Don't touch that dial. Okay, there's still a chance for maybe this game and 2 more. Maybe. Let's see how quick this one is. Let's see. Just do it. No, not yet. Not yet. Queen takes. Oh, he's taking with the rook. It's on f6. This game could be over in the next 30 seconds. Could. All right. I mean, I'm not seeing how you break this down here. Oh, okay. The queen is hit. Take the knight now. You're on the bishop. Queen here, hitting this, hitting that. Let's go for a pawn grab. There may be some tricks here you have to be aware of. He's taking like that, and then, oh, queen there. Oh, what is the queen not hitting? Boom, 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 boom. Mate in 2 threat. 5 minutes, 20 seconds. If Ali Reza wins, too, that's another thing. That'll quickly end things. 5 minutes to go. Taking on f7. Stopping queen here. The bishop is controlling the knight. Queen is doing a good job controlling multiple checks. Then that bishop has to go, yeah? Black is up a pawn, but it is now scary, yes? The king is going to have to flee. This game is still going on, and there's not a lot of time to go. Check. Needs to go for more. He's got the rook. He could have won the rook. Check here. He's just mopping up some pawns. These guys continue to march. Can't afford a queen exchange. It's the quality of the pawns. Doesn't matter if white has more. These guys are too far advanced. A check. Careful, careful, careful. You can win a pawn. Where's the mate? Some ring around the rosy stuff. Where's the mate? Mate! There's the mate. Back to turn. Okay, 93 with fire. Okay, well, something's going to happen with these guys. MSB2 is, okay, it's within range. 93, it's a double berserk wizard. Does Carlsen have fire? He has fire, a win here, and he's in first. But, plenty of other players can win. I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, this game should finish. So he could get first, but if those other guys get a win, it's not happening. This is going to be the last game. That's just how it is. So, right to the very end. So sneaky. Takes here, you could take there. Okay, the rook is very active. Pressure here. Is he going to dance? Yes, he's dancing. He wants to stop this guy from rolling. He's grabbing a pawn. He's winning a pawn. What is it? Is he grabbing a pawn or winning a pawn? He's doing both. Okay, some defense. This guy rolling. And then get ready to push. He's a passer. Chop and then push. Okay, now the knight's going to be questioned soon. Here, you're going to have to drop a pawn. The knight's post is going to be challenged. Okay. He's running it like this. Doesn't want to give up this pawn. He's focusing on this square now. King up. Right here. If king here and then looking for mate. This knight's out of the ballgame. So rook is very active. There may be some... If he could win this game, and there may be some strategy then with drawing. Like having a quick draw. Maybe. This is a win for black. 1:54. Oh, so slick. Oh, you're so slick. Those tricky tactics. Get the rooks off. The rooks are going to be off 142. We're going to get another pairing. Okay, 135. I think this is going to be the last game. We may not even get another pairing. Gotta go. 125. Run pawns. Don't go here. Yeah, 115. This is the last one. You're not going to get another pairing. Check, and then here. 106. I think the pairings are going to be closed. Don't you dare time burn. You're not time burning, are you? What? Wizard? No! I think it's closed anyhow. Yeah, you're not going to get another pairing. So what do we have? Oh, what do we have? Ali Reza. 99 to 98. We're not going to get another pairing, right? There's not going to be another pairing. 35 seconds. I think they're closed down with a minute remaining. 99 to 98? You kidding me? Oh, wow. 99, 98, 98. We're not getting another pairing. They get shut down, I think, right around a minute, maybe a minute and a half in the 3-0 time controls. Wow! Look at the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay, a little behind. Here, let's see. I'll stay right here. We're not going to get another pairing. That is everything. The final standings, 99, 98, 98, 97, 93. Top 5, get some cash. That's the payout. Ali Reza takes it by a point. Carlsen, second. Dmitry Andreikin, third. Carlsen beating him out on tie breaks. The performance rating is that tie break. Wow. What an event. So close. So close. Performance rating, Ali Reza 2883, the Doctor 2910, and Draken 2891. Whew. Wow. What an event. Some tough games in there, huh? Ali Reza, he lost to Carlsen. He had that, the mouse slip. And then he went on a streak, winning 4 games in a row. And that was just enough to take first. Wow. Barely. Wow. It really does not get closer than that. That was amazing. I think this may have been the best arena. Wow. And the first Blitz one, 3-0, regular chess. Okay, let's have a look. Let me say, good games all. Great event and showing to all. All right, let's have a look at the top 100, let's say. So there's your page 1. Astana Chess having a very good event. Savili Golubov, another IM that sticks out. Penguin finishing 10th. You need 90 or more if you want to be on the page, on the top page. That's page 1, page 2. See where everyone finished. Rebecca Harris is in there on page 2. Page 3, 4, 5. And we continue. Sarin is there. GM Never Enough, who is the first, the top seed at the start of the tournament. Yeah, that was the first game we looked at. What an event. 3-0. All right, I'm not going to go through the rest of them. That's your top 100. It's too many pages. 942 are in there. That was a great event. That was great.